Hello everyone, my name is Rajendra Biswas. I am from India and I live in the city of Mumbai, also known as Bombay. I just wanted to have a casual review of this game, The Last of Us, which is a PlayStation 3 exclusive. I made this video for Indian video game fans and everybody else in the world. So I just want to say that after E3, the PlayStation 4 is going to probably make a grand entry this holiday season. But the PlayStation 3 is also going to make a grand exit with the games like Last of Us and Quantic Dreams Beyond Two Soul. So before the holiday season comes, I urge everybody to play this game. I would like to say I'm not very impressed with this game, but I would say that I'm very impressed with respect to a survival horror game because this is the most realistic survival horror game I've ever played. And The Last of Us takes inspiration from a lot of those kind of horror movies. And uh, First, I would like to say The Last of Us is a PlayStation 3 exclusive, and it's a survival horror game with the protagonist mainly Joel, who is this about plus 40 man, and Ellie, who is a young girl around 14 or 15 years of age. So the story revolves mainly around these two characters and how they developed a bond throughout their journey. So the Last of Us basically starts with Joel, who is the main character in this game, who has a young daughter, and during the zombie epidemic, he loses her young daughter who dies, and the it's not the zombies which kill her, but it's rather the own American military who suspects them of carrying the disease of the zombies. So in the process, he loses her daughter. Then after 20 years, the game begins, and the entire United States has become a ravaged city with broken buildings, junks, and rusted alleys, pathways, and broken cars. So basically, ration, food, and arms are becoming very difficult to get. So in the process, Joel and his friend has to smuggle stuff to get those kind of arms, and basically it's survival of the fittest over here. And the entire America is in a military law right now, martial law. And so basically Joel goes on with his everyday job, but in the process he meets a group of the head of the group called the Fireflies. Now the Fireflies is a group which claims to have the cure for humanity and to restore order in this zombie ridden infested world. But the militaries are in complete conflict with the Fireflies because they don't trust them. So, anyways, in the game, Joel finds this young girl called Ellie, and his task is to escort and to protect this girl all the way to the group of fireflies. And in the and during this process, he discovers that this girl is bitten by the zombies, but she is actually resistant to the disease and to the infection, and that stands her out from the others. So basically, the fireflies sees hope in her. But can the fireflies be truly trusted? That is the question here. So as the game progresses throughout the journey, Joel and Ellie develops a bond, and both of them kind of, I would say, kind of get softened by the childlike qualities within each of them. So Joel is a very tomboyish girl. She's a very outspoken girl with she does use abusive language a lot of time. But that makes probably sense because it's a hell zone and people have really got a frustrated mind. But Joel has she's still a child after all, and she loves comic books and she loves to fool around. She loves to make whistling sounds and stuff, and she loves to collect on her way vinyl records, a toy or comics and stuff like that because she sees humanity in those things. And Joel kinds of develops a bonds with her because it reminds of her daughter probably. And Ellie later on discovers that Joel had lost her daughter because of this epidemic, and they develop mutual understanding in the process. Um, now the gameplay is extremely realistic. I think the main reason anybody would play this game is because of the combat system. It's a very realistic combat system. You have to have your melee weapon, which is to fight close quarter battles, and you have your usual sidearm and shotgun or machine gun or rifle. And in initially of the in the game, this girl Ellie does not get any weapons, although she continuously persists that she should be given a weapon to fight. But only after a lot of understanding and trust, she's given a weapon. And after all, Joel was a father, so he understands what children should go through and not go through. But this is a survival horror game, and everybody and survival is the main thing over here. So later on, due to practical reasons, she does support him through weapons. Um, I would like to say that these games, zombie, are extremely realistic. First, there are the runner zombies who comes in huge hordes and they attack extremely fast. So you have to be very careful and very intelligent with what you are going to do, how you are going to use your weapon. Then there are the clicker zombies who can't see you basically because they don't have eyes, but they can hear you and come after you. And unless you fail to protect yourself carefully, you're pretty dead. And I have to say the death scenes are extremely realistic and very creepy and a perfect thrilling way of dying. But you do have comrades in your game and they do help you sometime to reach you to a particular destination. But it's mainly you and Ellie all throughout the game. So the zombie fighting is extremely realistic, very creepy. You have to use your supplies very carefully. You have to manage your health very carefully. And I just want to say that this game was really going good for me until the seventh hour where found the realism kind of breaking with respect to story because somewhere along the way it's Ellie on her own, and as a 14-year-old girl I find it very difficult to understand how she can survive hordes of zombies and human beings alike. And I say again, this is not a children's game, even though there is a child in this. This is a very violent game for that matter. But The Last of Us is a must for survival horror fans. It's an extremely realistic horror game. I played this game once. I don't feel an urge to play it again. But basically, it's your job to take this girl to the group of fireflies. But like I said, can they be trusted? Do they have their own personal agenda? Or are they going to really heal humanity? So trust no one and keep your heads on alert. And I hope you all play this game and enjoy it very much. So here it is, Last of Us. Please do play and leave comments below on my video. Thank you.